Marjorie Taylor Greene bringing up Laken Riley, the University of Georgia student murdered by an illegal immigrant.
Don't you dare smile about the murder of Laken Riley.
About her parents.
The third time, you are responsible for the murder of this little girl, Laken Riley.
Joining me now is the Republican from the state of Georgia, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, back once again with us here on the Hill. Congresswoman, thanks for being with us tonight. That was just some of what transpired inside that hearing there. It got very loud. It was very vocal. I wonder, though, if you got anything out of it.
Well, one thing I did find out is Kathy Hochul is completely committed to the sanctuary policies of New York. She said she is a proud registered Democrat. She said that she supported Joe Biden for president. And she said that she faithfully upholds the Constitution and laws of New York, and those laws are sanctuary policies. Her state also paid for the flight that monster that killed Laken Riley, the flight from New York to Georgia. They paid for that flight. They sent him into our state where he came and brutally murdered Laken Riley. So that's what I learned today is the governor of New York is committed to continue those type of horrific actions against Americans, and she's not sorry. She did not apologize.
There was the back and forth. We just played some of it with Elise Stefanik, your colleague from New York, and the governor of New York, and there's a very real question if that is going to be the governor's race there in that state in the not too distant future. Based off of what you saw there with Congresswoman Stefanik, do you believe that she's the best one to take on Kathy Hochul potentially?
I think Elise is fantastic. I think that New Yorkers will have an opportunity at a real race. You know, Elise, she brought up a horrific, I mean, what kind of situation is that? A homeless woman, already at the bottom in life, was set on fire by an illegal alien, a monster, another monster, in New York on the subway and burned alive. I mean, and that happened under Kathy Hochul's watch. No one is safe in New York under Kathy Hochul. So I certainly hope to see that match up, and I hope the people in New York really get it right this time, because that state is beyond repair under Democrat rule.
Here's part of the pushback from the other side, for example. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, and I'll get your reaction.
Let's be honest. They're arresting dishwashers, people at Home Depot at work, and their donors benefit. You know it. The restaurant industry benefit. They know exactly what they're doing. If they even wanted to fix this immigration system, they'd go to the people that employ them.
They're arresting dishwashers, people at Home Depot at work. J.B. Pritzker also says you're terrorizing communities, rather, are being terrorized. What's the worry, Congressman, that maybe this could be going too far?
Well, the reality is everyone that crosses our border illegally is breaking our laws. So that makes them a criminal when they come across our border illegally. That's the reality. And Pritzker, as far as Governor Pritzker is concerned, you know, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he seemingly thinks that he is above everyone. So he doesn't care about the American citizens in his state of Illinois. He seemingly only cares about illegal immigrants that broke our laws coming into our our country.
There is I'm going to get to this with Kat Kamik, who's from Florida, on your side of the aisle later in the show. But the president also brought up the issue today of farm workers, and there's obviously a big ag community in Georgia. Do you want ICE going into the farms and deporting farm workers who are illegal immigrants?
I support President Trump and his administration of deporting people that broke our laws, and so did the American people. That's why he overwhelmingly won the election in November of 2024. 312 electoral college votes. He won the popular vote. This was a demand of the American people that we're tired of our country being invaded. And so God bless President Trump and his administration that is actually following through. For once, we're seeing leaders follow through on what the American people wanted.
So I take it you'd be okay with that if it happens?
I am, again, in support of President Trump deporting criminals that have broken the laws of America, and that's what the American people support as well.
Let me leave you with this, Senator Padilla. Your reaction to what I presume you saw at this point in time, do you believe he should be censured?
You know, I think there's something very important to point out is you see this pin that I'm wearing right now. This pin identifies every member of Congress and every senator. And I was watching that video on this network as we were leading up to this interview, and I didn't see his pin on him, and I didn't see him identify himself as a U.S. Senator. And I think that's really important for the people to understand as Secret Service and all Capitol Police are trained to see these pins, to understand who we are. He came in very aggressively, and then he actually fought police. He actually resisted arrest and was aggressively refused to leave. You know,
do you think any action should be taken
under the Biden administration? Yes, I think he should be charged. He should be prosecuted. Under the Biden administration, you never saw any Republican member of Congress or senator going out aggressively towards the Biden administration secretaries and cabinet officials. You never saw us do that. You never saw us fighting police officers and resisting arrest. And again, you know, Democrats told us for 4 years, and the press told us, no one is above the law. No one is above the law, and he is certainly not above the law.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.